Look at this good dog. She's just waiting. She just protect while I check the plants. I enjoy bonding with her, talking to her, petting her and playing and training, which we do every single time. We found it! We found it! It's only in English at the moment, but they do share the scientific name, so that would be the game of the day. Hello cookies, it's Siri, I am back, and today I want to talk about my newfound hobby. I hate walking. I have never liked walking unless it is hiking in the Basque country, my favorite area in Europe, or visiting Angkor Wat in Cambodia, or visiting a historical site or something like that. Having a precise goal, then I don't mind walking. Otherwise, walking for fun, you know, when people say get your 10,000 steps, nope. I don't like it. It hurts my feet and my knees. It's so freaking boring. It's the worst. But of course, I have a dog and I walk a lot with her because I like working out and I also want my dog to work out, not to get chunky. It's good for her mental health, it's good for her physical health. So she gets at least 1.5 hours of walking every day. Don't worry about that. But that does not mean that I enjoy it. I enjoy bonding with her, talking to her, petting her and playing and training, which we do every single time.
God morgon. God morgon. Hej touch. Oj, hej touch. Hej touch. Coucou. Coucou baby. Jo, duktig tjej. Här får du. Speak. Good speak, good speak.
But I do not like the process of walking. It's still so freaking boring. What happened was that during one of our walks, I saw a plant that I thought was freaking gorgeous. It's the Cichorium intybus, so chicorée in French, chicory in English. It's so pretty. It's my absolute favorite. It's purple or light blue, good for the soil and the butterflies and the bees and lots of different pollinators really love it. It's everywhere. It's quite a strong plant. I love it and I wanted to know which one it was, and I was actually really surprised that it was chicorée because I did not expect to find something like that out there. And then I read about it some more and I wanted to learn more about plants. This summer I got into plant identification as a hobby. The thing is, I was already into growing my own plants before and also herbal medicine and knowing more about how to treat yourself with plants at home when you have light wounds and then use a plantain, or when you're stressed and you can't sleep, you use chamomile, so something light like that where you can just treat yourself with plants when it's not super serious and when you don't require medical help. When I was doing herbal medicine, or I'm still doing it, but I don't buy herbs at the moment because I can't afford them. I still make research, but I don't buy stuff to make my own potions anymore. But for example, I have this book here, Mini Guide des plantes qui soignent, for plants that you find all the time. There are a lot of herbs like thyme and rosemary. And then you also have this Le Petit Larousse des plantes qui guérissent. This one I don't like at all because the drawings are lousy. If there are even drawings, there are not so many drawings. It has anything and everything, but I'm not sure it's that good. And this one here in English is the Encyclopedia of Herbal Medicine. I will put all the books that I'm naming in the description down below. I also have a lot of other books that are still in my storage in Stockholm when it comes to herbal medicine. For plant identification, not all of them can be used as herbal medicine or medicine. Some of them are even super toxic, you can definitely die. And so I needed other books. And so these are some of the books that I use for plant identification. This one here called Plantes Sauvages Médicinales is also for identification, but this one only looks into plants that you can use to heal yourself. And it's from Édition Ulmer. You will see that there is a theme here. These other ones also from Ulmer, and then Ulmer, and then Ulmer. I love plant identification. I'm clearly not that great at it yet, but that feeling when you see a plant and you think, I know this one. The leaves, they look more like they go chunk and then slim. The leaves are a bit confusing on this one actually. Anyway, it's a cactus
Ouais, wil je het crispen zo notans?
Sometimes even if you cannot place the name, but you know the properties, you know if it's used for medicine, if it's toxic, if you can just eat it, if it's neutral. It's so freaking fun, cookies. Like walking around, looking left and right and seeing, oh, this one, oh, this one, oh, this one. It's so freaking fun. I've been having so much fun. And this is why I wanted to film this video, because you have the best chances of seeing a lot of different plants when it's the summer, because you have the flowers. And it's a little bit harder to identify them when they don't have flowers yet, I have noticed. Now when it's summer, it's easier because they have flowers, and I think it's a good step to start there so that you can see them, and the different colors help you as well identify in the books which ones are which ones. The best book for me at the moment is this Flore des friches urbaines. So this one is mostly geared towards areas that are closer to humans. So basically friche. So those are areas that have been abandoned or side streets. They have really good photos and they have a really good way of identifying the plants. So this one is actually, for me, my favorite. This one is so freaking annoying and I would never recommend this. This is Qu'est-ce qui pousse dans ma rue? From Ulmer again, and this is originally in German. I got the French version. They got the index wrong. So the stuff that is here that is supposed to be on page 90 is not on page 90. I wrote to them and they replied to me very nicely and professionally actually, and they said that they're sorry about it, but yeah, they edited something and before sending it to print they never double checked, so yes, the index is wrong. Most of the photos are blurry. They took the photos from super far. And you know what looks exactly the same when it's blurry and you take a photo from afar? Plants. They all usually have flowers, sometimes not, sometimes yes, especially since this one is to identify plants that live on the street. How are you going to have a book about plant identification and take the photo from freaking 4 meters away and then it's blurry? Because then everything looks the same. Freaking green plants look the same. It's a green plant with leaves and a green plant with leaves. So this book is such a massive regret. I am so displeased about this book. The only thing that it's good for is if I've already checked in the other books and I just want to have more examples of photos or where I could find them, if I could potentially find them by the side of the street. But that was the whole purpose of this. I just wanted to walk around and find plants that you could find in any city. This one is okay. Plantes sauvages médicinales, plants that you can use for herbalism. I think this is actually a chicory plant. These two, plantes sauvages comestibles et toxiques, and this one, fleurs sauvages, are more or less the same. They look very similar, but this one is for toxic and edible plants with berries, a lot of berries, and this one is mostly flowers, and they're really, really good. I love that they're by color as well. If you're not sure, they're always toxic.
This one is the right one for this because it has berries. Here in the book it says it should reach 3 meters. I mean, it's not quite 3 meters, but I mean, it's still small.
This has brought back young Erie. When I was in Madagascar, when I was younger, I used to actually check plants out. Some of them I knew I could eat. There is one, I think it's a trèfle. I used to eat them a lot when I saw them in nature because they taste good. There was this flower that my grandma grew in her garden. I can't remember what it is. I know the color, and if I saw it again I would recognize it. It had this really sweet nectar, so I used to take it and eat it all the time. So checking plants out now reminds me of back then when I used to check out plants and eat them. I found a game on Steam that is not released yet. Unfortunately, I played the demo and I played the alpha version. It's called Out and About. It's so fun. It's only in English at the moment, but they do share the scientific name, so that would be the game of the day. It is not out yet, there is no release date, but that will be a first day purchase from me because it's exactly this. I have been looking for a plant game that shows the real properties of the plant with the scientific name and identification methods. It's 100% this. So I am pleased and I can't wait for that game to be released. I can't talk much about it apart from the demo that you can also download on Steam or the alpha version that you can play. The one thing just that I find weird is that the characters have really like open eyes like this when you get closer to them, so that's like, huh? And also I wish that it were in French because I don't really like playing in English. I don't have to go that far from where we live to find hundreds of different plants, which is so amazing, Cookies. Even just in a perimeter of 50 meters, there are hundreds of plants already. I don't have to find a forest or something super secluded. Just around here it can be super fun, like some type of Pokémon Go but for plants. I just freaking love it, but I don't eat them because I don't trust that they don't have lead or cadmium or mercury. Now they are tearing down a building or a set of buildings opposite us, and the wind carries a lot of nasty dust. And apparently there was asbestos in there because I was super suspicious about it, and I told Sebastian all the time that they should probably put this cover on the buildings and sanitize before tearing them down, because I'm pretty sure that due to the age of those buildings they might have asbestos. And Sebastian checked and apparently there was, but they never used the freaking protection, so there's freaking asbestos in the air that has been flying here now for a month and will probably continue. And due to us living still close to the city and having the freaking construction site, and also there are a lot of dogs in the area, there are a lot of foxes, and fox poop has parasites that you don't want in yourself. I do not take any of the plants to eat or try or anything like that. I just look at them. A few days after filming this video, we went to swim for Laika's birthday. As per tradition, every year when it's her birthday, she goes swimming. I saw wild plums around the area, double checked with ChatGPT if they were indeed wild plums. We foraged and I made an amazing coulis cream with the plums, with some maple syrup, some fresh cut ginger, some soya cooking cream, and I used it on top of homemade pancakes, cookies with protein soya crisps that were dark chocolate and unsweetened. It was freaking delicious, and I can't wait to go forage again for wild plums because that was amazing. I was thinking of doing a herbier, which is when you cut them and dry them and collect them in a book and make them look nice, so that I can also remember the plants and have a souvenir. But I realized that the bees and butterflies and pollinators need the plants more than I do. Then they would just be in a notebook forever. I just wanted to cut them to learn how to remember them, because I thought I can't really draw, I'm not a good drawer. The best thing would be to have the plant, but then when it's dried anyway, it's not the same color. It just feels lousy to cut them, to just put them in a notebook to collect dust and never be opened again in the future. So I just leave them to the pollinators. And I'm also thinking that if even just 20 other people would think, oh, I'll make a herbier and cut some flowers and stems and leaves to collect, then there would be nothing much left around here. It would be less for the pollinators, and now it's super warm and dry and we have really hot weather. I really feel super sorry for nature with the state of things. I don't want to contribute to making it worse, so I realized that no, a herbier is not a good thing. And I know you can think, oh, it's just me. But as I said, if 20 people think it's just me, then we would just cut down all the flowers around here. And that's not nice for the insects, and that's not nice to look at either. It's such a freaking waste. And that's why I'm not doing a herbier. I'm happy to just look at the plants, take photos, identify them in the books, which is so much fun. I have been looking for linden trees for the last couple of weeks, and also looking for sureau noir, which is a bush plant tree of some sorts that is edible. The flowers are edible early spring, and then the berries are edible if you cook them, and I have not been able to find them. But I wrote on a group here in Leipzig if some other people would like to try and find them with me. So I was not supposed to film, but I found the sureau noir. Cookies! Let me show you. I found it. Ta-da! Oh! I found it! Look, we found it! Whee! Oh, So excited. Yes. Okay, cookies, so I just yelled in the park because I was like, this has to be a linden tree. We've been looking for them for weeks now, for 3 weeks. And we found it! We found it! You were down! We found it! Oh, we found a linden tree! Ah. Oh. Oh, People Jan! We found a linden tree! People Jan! A bit more excitement. Ah, no excitement. If you're anywhere in Leipzig and you are interested in plants or just walking around trying to find some plants, then of course you're super welcome. Just write me on my channel or somewhere and then join us. The best way I've found to recognize plants at the moment is use my phone and ChatGPT. I used plant identification apps a long time ago and they are so lousy. Some of them go, you have to take a photo of the leaf, and then you have to take a photo of the flower, then you have to take a photo of the stem, and then maybe the roots, and I'm thinking, what? Maybe I can just identify it faster by myself. Because I use my phone and because I get super close to the flowers, the insects get pissed. They get super pissed off at me, and I don't want to bother them while they're working because you don't want someone around you when you're working, clearly. And so I want to be as fast as possible. So those apps, they want a lot of details, they want a lot of angles. They're like, oh, it's too blurry, I can't recognize. While ChatGPT is usually quite good. I say usually because it has happened that I have argued with it because I disagree with its diagnosis. I'm thinking, no, this is not the plant you think it is. I think for the liseron des champs and liseron des haies, it got it mixed up, and I was pretty sure that it was wrong, and so we were arguing back and forth with ChatGPT, and I was right in the end. So I used ChatGPT to kind of point me in some direction. Then from there I can try to look in the books and confirm. If it really doesn't look like what the books are saying, then I send more close-up photos to ChatGPT and ask it to double check and maybe to give it references that the books are naming, as in the scientific name, and then it double checks. Plants also are very different. Sometimes they're a little bit darker red or lighter purple, or from purple they go to blue. So for example, for the Sycamore intibus, my favorite, I have seen some that were light blue and some that were a little bit darker purple, and I was really confused. Checking the books, it says that, yes, sometimes you have some variations, but it's still the chicorée plant. I don't double check in just one book. Sometimes I try to look in all of them just to really make sure. The thing is, like I said, I don't eat them, I don't consume them, so it doesn't really matter if I'm wrong, but in case you want to eat them, then I think it's best if you're extra sure. At some point I would like to get one of those courses where you go out with someone, with a group, and then they tell you and they show you. I have been watching this YouTube channel called Le Chemin de la Nature. Sometimes he mentions that there are plants where if you smell them once, then you will recognize them forever. Or if you taste them once, then you will recognize them forever. But he knows which ones because he's an expert, but I would not know what smell I'm supposed to recognize. So someday I would like to do that. I know there are some around here in Leipzig, and I think I could understand enough German to get it, but I would really like to have it in French. Not even in English, but in French, and that's the reason I learned the names of the plants in Latin, as in the scientific name, because if you say something like Viscum album, in French it's Guy des Feuillus, but then in English it would be something else, in German it would be something else, but if you say Viscum album, normally everyone would understand it in all those languages. Or even if you say a Corylus avellana, what on earth is a Corylus avellana? It's a noisetier, so it's an hazelnut tree. But yeah, if you say hazelnut tree to someone who speaks something else than English, they might not know it. Leaves 1, 2, 3 looks about right. And then the plants, yes. So this should be a Medicago sativa, and it looks about right. The thing is, in the book it's a bit more blue. but I think this is right. Let's double check. Medicago sativa, 116. Medicago sativa, luzerne cultivée. Ok. Luzerne. Confirmed. Confirmed. I don't want you to miss the summer season if you also dislike walking or if you're trying to find a hobby that is low intensity but so freaking rewarding. It feels so freaking satisfying to just walk around and be like, I know this, I know this, I know this, I know this, I know this. Somewhere in the back of my mind I'm thinking, okay, in case of an apocalypse or we don't have access to groceries, push comes to shove, I would know how to feed myself around here. Technically I would not like it because I don't know if there's lead and asbestos and cadmium and mercury in those plants. But when you're hungry, so I would know which ones to take, including some of the berries. How would I know big corporations that destroy the world? But I don't know plants around me that much. I mean, medicinal plants, some of them. I've been into herbalism for many years, but regular plants and trees, I'm not super good at trees. I have started a little bit to do trees, but I think trees is a whole new beast. Because to me, trees all look the same. Like, it's a tree. Like, I would draw it with a trunk, brown, and then leaves. So at the moment, I try to find 10 every day when I walk Laika, and that's enough. Around 10, sometimes more, sometimes less. We have gone on hour-long walks, like 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
Look at this good dog. She's just waiting. She just protect while I check the plants. You're so good. You're so good. You're so good. Look at her. Oh, you're so good. You're such a good girl.
When she waits for me, she gets a treat and then we get to chat and I get to ask her what she thinks about a certain plant, and she usually gets rewarded with playing ball as well at the end for her patience. So we play ball for 20 minutes to half an hour at the end. So for her it's a win-win, she doesn't mind. Sometimes she gets a little bit bored, but never too bored that she doesn't want to be there. And she always stands guard around me when I check a plant because I'm busy there like, ooh, what is this? And so she stands with her back against me and she just stands proud and cute and guarding me while I check my plant. It's so freaking adorable. I was like, oh, my baby. She keeps guard while I'm distracted. And I will see you cookies very, very soon. Bye!